us recording this.
So I'm going to take over the screen and show you guys how to get started on Google Hangouts. So as you saw, it was very easy to get started here. So the best way to start let me talk about a few of the features on the screen. So you guys can see my screen. You probably see yourselves on the right-hand side or your image, okay? So when I hover down the bottom, you have different features, okay? So here, if you click on this, is how you mute, which I think all of you figured out. You can mute yourself so that we don't hear you. So if you're multitasking, or, your kid pops in the room and you want to have the, mute them, or if someone is presenting and everyone wants to be muted, then you can mute yourself. Coming soon is the option. If you set up the Google Meet, you have the ability to mute everyone in the presentation. So that's a good thing. This is where you end the call. And this icon here for the video camera, you can click on to turn off your camera. So Christine, I see that you just have a black screen. So I don't know if you have something.
Yeah, I'm right here.
You can click this button and it turns off the camera. This right here, little camera.
So you have to hover your cursor down to the bottom of the Google Meet, and then that gray bar will pop up for you.
Okay.
There you go. You did it.
We see your icon. Now, Arantxa, you're saying you cannot see my screen. It is possible that you pinned yourself. Okay, so go to the middle of my face and hover over it, and you should see a pin there. Unpin me.
Do you want to pin me to show her how to unpin?
Yeah, so if I pin Sandra, I can just put her there, and now she's in the middle, and now I can unpin her, and it goes back. Did that work for you, Arantxa? Okay, great. Okay. You can also turn on closed captioning. Oh, yeah, there it goes. You can see it there. It will put automatic closed captioning onto your presentation. So if people are listening along and they just would rather read, that's an option for you as well.
Or for our deaf students.
Exactly. It's also an accessibility feature.
Correct. I know that teachers of students that are EL as well might want to put those words up there so students can see the words that connect to the language. Arantxa, to make that pop up, you just watch my mouse. I just come down here and it just pops up. I'm going to turn off captioning. You also have this option which says you are presenting. Yeah, sometimes it will do it, Arantxa, sometimes it won't. You just have to be patient with it. I mean, you might be moving your mouse too fast. Right now, this says you are presenting. If I wasn't presenting, it would say present now, and then you would have two options. I'm not sure, Sandra, think about how we can share that feature with people. We may have to do a video on that.
Yes.
Of how
But the two options that you get are to share your entire screen or just one specific window.
And then on the three dots here, you have a few more options. You can, I could stop the recording. So in Sandra's case, she started the recording. You can change the layout of how you see people. I have the sidebar on right now. There's a spotlight view, which just is the whole screen. You can also do tiled, which means when someone else talks, their face will show up or their icon will show up. So maybe if Sandra could speak.
So that'll work if someone is not presenting.
Correct. So maybe when I go off present mode, we can experience. You can experience. And there is also settings, which gets into your microphone and your video. Those are just your settings for your camera on your phone, on your computer. So if you're ever having problems with your sound or your video, this would be where you check. So I'm on a Mac, so it's saying it's using my FaceTime camera. Most of them will say built-in, and on your microphone it says the built-in as well as the speakers. So you do want to check those, and you can test them as well. Okay, so those are some of the major features here. Up the top, you also see, you can click on the number here, which will show you all the people. Now, I don't know if you saw that. It said Arantxa is also here because it only shows the top few people who are speaking on the right-hand side, okay? And then this is the chat feature. And so you have a running record of the chat feature. So you can respond to people here as well, okay? And it is an open chat between everybody in the room. There's no private chat feature at this time. Okay. Any questions about just the overview here? No? Okay. No, thank you, Arantxa. Okay, so the best place to start a Google Meet is actually to go to meet.google.com. Okay. So this page here is where right now you can see this is my current one. If I had any others scheduled, they would show up as well. But to join or start a meeting, if you want to start a meeting, you simply click here, give it a name. So let's say I'm doing a staff meeting at with tech services. Okay, I click continue. And now this meeting is ready to go. Okay, now if I want to share this meeting, I'm sure I can join this meeting at the same time as I am. Okay, so now what I can do is I can either just, the best thing to do is to send this link to whomever you want to come to the meeting. So it could be as simple as copying this and putting it in an email and saying, join me for a conference, which is what we've been doing back and forth with teachers. We just grab this meet, email it to the teacher who's asking for help, they click on it and they join. Additionally, you can just click add people and you can add their emails here so that they can join the meeting. Your most common people that you are meeting with, or you've met with, will show up here. So if I were to invite Sandra, I would send the invite and Sandra would get an email invitation. So you have a couple of ways to send that to people. And I'm going to leave this meeting because I don't need to be in this 2 meetings at the same time. So again, the best place to go to start a meeting is meet.google.com. Okay. Any questions about that? You can add up to 250 people, Christine. Right now, that feature's been turned on for during all the school closures. Google has expanded that because Google Hangouts are normally the amount of people is an extended feature. We have also enabled Google Hangouts for students to join only. They cannot start their own. Is there anything else I missed on that, Sandra?
No, you're right. Students cannot start one. They can only join one that was initiated by the teacher. And Google is listening to teachers during this time. They've been getting a lot of feedback from teachers. Kathleen mentioned earlier, they will allow the initiator of the meet to mute everyone, and then other participants will not be able to mute other people. And that actually rolled out today. So I can mute you, but you cannot mute each other since I initiated this meet. In addition to that, when the last person leaves the Google Meet, that Google Meet link will not be active anymore. So that one is currently rolling out as well.
So right now,
go ahead.
only the presenter can mute.
Say again?
Only the presenter who created the meeting can mute.
Correct. And you can mute and unmute yourself, but you will not be able to mute others if you are not the initiator of the Google Meet.
So like if I create a meeting and you give it a title, it's going to be gone once the meeting's over? It's not like there's an archive file?
So if you want to record the meeting, so for example, Sandra is recording. You can see that she's recording because it says record right here. Mm-hmm. Sandra will get a copy of the recording as well as a copy of the chat. So what we've been doing is then taking that video and uploading it to our YouTube channel, and we can share that link with everybody who wants to view the webinar. Now, to answer Juanita's question about how do you, I think you're asking about.
I was going to say that, so the link exists until you end the meeting?
The link exists until you end the meeting. Well, this is a new feature that they're rolling out that you have to be, when the moderator, which in this case would be myself and Sandra, when we end the meeting and that meeting is over, you can reuse that same link. Jamal's been using the same link for every single one of our staff meetings. We have them twice a day. So
got it.
So once he sends it to us again, it reactivates it. How do you name it? Join the meeting. You can name the meeting whatever you want.
Do you want to show it again, Kathleen?
Yeah. So if you're in Google Meeting, you simply click join or start a meeting. You give it a name.
Department meeting.
Yeah, we'll just call it. You click continue. Okay. If I want to join the meeting, okay, I just grab, here's the department meeting, that's the name of it now. You can see it's only used within Linwood Unified School District. And you copy this. You can also copy the joining info here, and then you just send that to someone. So if some of you are holding a meeting and people want to dial in, and because they don't have video, because I know, Arantxa, you mentioned maybe having to run DLAC meetings in this manner, you could give people this phone number and this PIN as well. And then they could just call in on their phone. They wouldn't see your screen because they're on a phone call, but they'll hear everything. And so someone, Arantxa, you also asked, can you invite people from outside the district? Yes. Yes. Anybody who has the link can join.
Okay, but they don't have to have a Google account.
No.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to turn off the mic. Keep going.
Okay. Okay. Well, actually, I'm pretty much done. That's really the best way to get. Oh, actually, I wanted to show you a resource. And we'll email, actually, let's put this in the thing. I'll put it in the chat as well. This is a resource for your teachers. If your teachers want to start using this with their students, welcome to your first day Google Hangouts Meet. What's really nice is they have videos embedded here. There's also getting started, and then there's a whole teacher's lounge about how to set up digital hours, adding Hangouts to Google Classroom. So these will help your teachers get started as well. And that link is in the chat as well. So what's nice about this is that that same link that we created and we hyperlink to the here, you can just take that link and put it in Google Classroom and say, we have a meeting starting at 9. Now, keep in mind, if you put that in there 3 days ahead of time and say it's Tuesday, the meeting's, we're gonna do a Google Hangout with my class next week on Wednesday, here's the link. That link is still active for the students. So several teachers have requested, I saw it on social media, that they wanted the meeting to only be active when the person who initiated the meeting, so the kids can't go and hang out. So I think a lot of teachers are asking Google to make some adjustments. Google Hangout was generally used as a business tool, so you don't expect kids to just be hanging out on your business webinar. But this closure has forced Google to make some adjustments. Like Sandra mentioned, the ability to mute everyone at the same time is a new feature that's rolling out, and then the ability to when the person, the moderator, the person who starts the meeting, leaves the meeting, then the meeting's over.
Actually, to clarify, I don't know if they're doing mass mute. What they rolled out this morning was only the initiator can mute other users.
Oh, okay. Okay. I imagine teachers are going to ask for mass mute to happen.
Of course. That would be easier. Just push one button instead of 30. Right.
That's what's great about Google. They are listening to their end users right now because they know teachers are using these tools and they want them out there. They want teachers to use them and they want to know the best practices because Google's not, this is not something new. This is not something Google has used in the classrooms before.
So I think this would be pretty easy for elementary kids to use, correct? Like upper elementary?
I can tell you right now that some of them have already been using it.
And how's it going?
It's been going well. Those who have the devices at home, they've been able to connect with their teachers already. Okay. I know that's not something that's been mandatory to do yet. People have just taken the initiative and done it, right. And they've been able to connect with their teachers.
Cool. Okay.
And there are also high schools teachers who have reached out regarding this as well. Any other questions? Y'all can unmute yourself and ask your question in person if you would like. Okay.
I think we're good.
All right. Well, just know that we're here to help you if you need anything, getting help. And if you want to set one up and invite us to it, as a practice, we're willing to do that. We did that with a teacher last week. And he had questions when he was setting it up. So he was, it was a great way for him to sort of practice and see if there was anything that needed to be done. So we are willing to do a practice run with you, you being the one who sets it up and we join.